Alright, this video will demonstrate how to install the Dexcom G4 sensor onto the skin. So what we're going to do first is open up the white bag, which will contain the sensor and the plunger itself, and get an idea of where we're going to put it on the skin. The various places you can put it on the skin are around the stomach, left or right of the belly button, about 2 fingers width away from the belly button on either side. She could also put it below her waistline on the bottom, or on the back of her arms. There's another good place that we've had. You can show right here. This is, we just took it off from this area right here. You can still see the ring a little bit. Alright, so we're going to put this one here, about 2 fingers widths away from the belly button at a horizontal angle. So this is the idea of where we want to put it. A technique to kind of get an idea of where it's going to be is to take a dry erase marker and mark the corners with the upper and lower side, and then the left and the right side. But I can kind of just visualize where the plunger is going to be. If you actually look at the bottom of this itself, this hole right here is where the plunger is going to go in, and that's where the filament is going to be inserted into the skin. So we don't want to put any skin tack around that area, but we do want to make sure this area is clean with an alcohol swab. So putting it back here, 2 fingers widths, okay. Take the alcohol swab, swab the area, and the wetness of the alcohol swab kind of gives you an idea of where the plunger is going to be. Then you take the skin tack, which is going to be sticky. You can still see the wetness right there. Just kind of lightly brush the skin tack around the area. You don't want to get it too far away from the circle, because it'll start collecting dirt and create a sticky area on her skin that's not covered by the tape. Okay, that's pretty good. The next thing you want to do, take the plunger itself and then start removing the tape. And it just peels off, kind of like a bandage tape. And then remember where we had the alcohol swab, 2 fingers widths away. Just place it on there. And then from the inside out, just rub down that tape so you don't get any bubbles or there's no air pockets in there. And then once the tape is on, the tape is guaranteed to keep the sensor on by itself for 7 days. So if it comes off before 7 days, Dexcom will actually replace the sensor for you and give you a new one. So you can see it's pretty strong tape. Once the sensor is on there like that, the whole thing will stay, so that you can kind of mentally prepare yourself for the next steps, which is plunging the big needle into the skin and then quickly removing the plunger so the filament remains. So then what you want to do before that is remove the locking device from the plunger. And the next 2 steps will go kind of quick, so I'll just talk about it before I do it. This is the actual plunger here. We're going to push that in with our thumb. Notice my fingers are on this side of the bell-shaped area. So push it in, you should hear 2 clicks, and then quickly transition your fingers to this part and then pull back this way, and you should hear 2 clicks. And what that does is inserts the needle by pushing it down, and then by pulling backwards on it, it'll pull the needle out, but the filament will remain in there. So I'm going to do that real quick. You may hear 2 clicks, you may not. It's going to happen pretty fast. So 1, 2, back, and that's it. So the filament's in, the needle's out. You see it didn't even affect her, she didn't jump at all. Okay, so the sensor is in, or the filament is in, the sensor will work, and the next thing we need to do is just remove the actual plunger. And to do that, there's 2 push buttons on the each side of this. Push them down and rotate the plunger forward, and it just comes right out. And that can be thrown away. You can see these 2 prongs there. That's where the transmitter itself will match up with those two metal contacts. So as you put it in, you can see there's a little indentation on the sensor. That indentation will match up with this locking device here. And there's two lips on this side that goes right in that area. You can see how this locking device comes forward and it'll lock the sensor right in. And you hear two clicks, that's this side and that side clicking in and locking, and then you just pull this, twist it, and it comes right out. The sensor is installed.